recognition of our respect for him as our elder and our teacher. Aya?
Thank you, sir. Hotep. Since we understand that there can be no female without male and vice versa,
right.
I can't do this job on my own, so I'm calling on Brother Obafemi Carr to please assist me in doing this. Dr. Clark, I know that since you arrived yesterday, we've been telling you how much you mean to us and how much your works, your writings, your words, how much they've inspired us, how you have set an example for the rest of us to follow. And listening to you last night, speaking without notes, taking us from way back in Kemet to the present, covering every aspect of our history. Those of us who were in that room were very humbled, because when we feel that we're smart because we've gotten an A after seeing what you did yesterday, we know that we haven't even started, we haven't even scratched the surface.
That's right.
It's not very often that people like you come around. If it was often, black people would not be in this place. That's right. You're not as wealthy or as popular as you could have been if you decided to go a different route. That's right. But you've always stood for truth. You've always told us our truth, which is something that a lot of our elders don't tell us.
Right.
And you've always been there to encourage us and to tell us that we have it in us to make a change. We have it in us to liberate ourselves, and that it's something that we must do and we must start doing today. And personally, just having been around you these couple of days has been very rewarding. I haven't asked you a lot of questions because I just wanted to hear you talk about anything and just soak up your knowledge and your energy and everything that moves you and to fill your spirit. And I just want to thank you for being as open, as loving, and being the great master teacher that you are. Not also recognize someone who's been very instrumental in assisting Dr. Clark. Some of you might be aware that he has lost his sight because he read so much. She's been unwavering in her support. She's been there every step of the way, at least that I've seen. And we would also like to recognize Ms. Sybil Williams and also ask her to come up so that we can also respect her and drape her.
All right. Let's come to this. This is a historic moment. This is a historic moment because this is not a dialogue between minor figures on the African intellectual landscape, not of the past decade or generation, but of the past century, not of the past century, but this is a dialogue between African intellectuals who are giants in their own right since our forced departure from our home. And with that, what I want to do is, first, I guess, set the ground rules if they're agreeable to the gentlemen. I have your permission, Elder, to continue, I take it. Yes, sir. Dr. West, ready to go? All right. And in the words of Dr. West, or Patricia Williams, and I think it was the Village Voice Literary Supplement, October 1992, there's going to be no voyeurism here. We're at home. This isn't Rashawn. This isn't any place else where they're non-African. This is a family discussion. We want to engage in a full and frank critical dialogue. With that in mind, let's get down to business. As Dr. Benga said, let's be frank. Come on, the ground rules. We'll have opening statements, Dr. Clark, Dr. West, briefly, and then I have several questions that I prepared, and then we're going to open up for the crowd. So my name is Greg Kamasi Carr, graduate of Tennessee State University. I did come through here, but Tennessee State's the only one I claim because it's a black college. I'm on the executive committee of the Association for the Study of Classical African Civilization, so that lets me know, right there, I'm a cultural nationalist, so maybe kind of rough, right? It's going to be all right. All right. Doc, look, no, he's been engaged with the best. I'm in Temple, but I'm not an Asante Temple. Oh, so we're going to work like that. You understand? No liberal integration is needed. It's critical. All right. And in all fairness, now, I want y'all to know why they, one of the reasons they asked me to come and moderate this debate. Because in addition to sitting at the feet of Elder John Henrik for a few years, critical, the ethical dimensions of Marxist thought, American invasion of philosophy, genealogy of pragmatism, both the new volumes that you had, including Keeping Faith, all that stuff been read, and I ain't saying I understood it all, but I was working with it. So all right. Ground rules. As I said, Dr. Clark, Elder, if you want to proceed, and then Professor West, and then I'll come back to the mic, and we'll start stripping and see what's there.
Just so Professor West will know what I said in addressing myself to the subject, who speaks for Africa in the New World Order, I talked away from the subject in order to get to the subject, because no one speaks for Africa in the New World Order, and there has been a conscious effort to make sure that Africa has no voice in the new power arrangement of the world. I dealt with the why of it all, and to deal with the why of it all, I had to deal with the power temperament of Europe, starting with the Punic Wars, and when Europe had an opportunity to share the power and the trade of the Mediterranean, and expressed its temperament and wanting to take it all. That's right. This idea of wanting to take it all in the European temperament has not changed in over 2,000 years. That's right. Today, the power arrangement in the world is an arrangement by which Europe will dominate the major resources of the world. And I explained the progression from the Roman domination in North Africa to the Roman killing early Christians, to the Roman adopting Christianity for political reasons. And I explained that the Europeans adopted Christianity for political reasons, and he still holds on to it for political reasons. That's right. Spiritually, Christianity never touched his soul at all, because he could not afford to live by it with the present power